Okay, who holds the record for the most risky squares in one day? You're right in there?
Go ahead, let's start.
Wasn't me.
Sure.
Like, listen, Gretzky was up there yesterday. He talked about Canadian players are the nicest guys in the world, and I'm sure they all are nice. But that seems to not gel with the intensity of this game. How do players like Crosby balance the need to be a nice guy off the ice, but there must be a fighter's mentality or a warrior's mentality inside them somewhere to keep them fires burning?
Well, obviously they're real competitive people. I don't think that has anything to do with treating people right and being respectful and doing what you've been taught growing up. You know, to me, you can be a fierce competitor at everything you do and still be a great human being. So I would agree with the statement. Now, I've been around a lot of great Swedes, a lot of great Americans, and a lot of great Czechs, a lot of great Russians. So I think there's lots of great people. And we're fortunate in our game to have an overabundance of them, and that's why it's so much fun to be around.
Coach, if you could just put your Maple Leafs hat on for a second. Austin Matthews, his first day of training camp down the road here. Did his game or his play here at the World Cup change the outlook for you, for Austin at all in his rookie year coming up, just after you watched him compete here in this tournament?
No, I mean, affirmation. I've been watching Austin since he was with the under-18 team, so, you know him pretty good that way, got to know him and his family a little bit. Obviously, we're going to get to know each other a lot better. What I would say was affirmation, and affirmation for him as well. When you go there, and I know their coaching staff was getting ready to break it to the local media that he was the 13th forward. We talked before we went there about not taking a back seat to anybody. You don't have to, you're too good. And I don't think he did. And so now, he's got to get up and running with the Leafs. We're starting him in the 3-hole with our team, and then he determines where it goes from there. And, he's a good young player, he's a young player, but we feel he's an important player for us, and over time, he has a chance to be a dominant player in the national hockey.
You're far right, Mike, over here. Coach, you talk about how you've seen Tatar develop 3 goals in 2 games now. What is he doing right? How is he developing?
Well, it's going on that. I mean, that's his great skill and great determination to score, loves to score. I mean, he's a good hockey player. I really like Tats. Played real good for me when I was in Detroit. He wants to be in the big situation. Took his puck. Well, he got to the net twice last night. Scored on the one there, and then he got to the net and had a second chance like that as well with a real good opportunity. Didn't score on that one. We were fortunate he didn't.
Mike, down here to your left. Last night, you guys win a game 3-1. You sit up there, pick it apart a little bit. You guys are talking about it wasn't good enough, yet you won the game. Is the standard for Team Canada almost too high at this point? Is it getting ridiculous at this point? What the standard is?
Well, I just think we're not worried about what people on the outside thought. We're just giving an assessment. So we thought we could be better last night. We're going to be better tomorrow for sure. For whatever reason, we weren't as smooth. We didn't execute as good at the D zone. We turned the puck over too much. Those things. That's all over with. We cleaned that up already today. And now let's get energized today and get ready to be the best we can be. I think when you're a good team and a proud group of guys and you know how you want to play and the standards you've set for yourself, you just want to achieve that. I think it's real important to play and to be the best you can possibly be.
Right. Coach, for those of us that have been around you a little bit on a day-to-day basis, we know you like to look ahead all the time. Look ahead, what can we do better in that? Do you ever take time to pause and look back at your body of work and the accomplishments that you've managed to achieve, or will that be something that will come when you close the book on your career, whatever that is?
Well, it's a good question. I remember, I told this story to you one time. I remember in 2010, I think we had won the Cup in 08, we had been in the finals in 09, we had won an Olympic gold in 10, and I was sitting around the fire at the lake with my dad kind of talking about that, and he kind of said to me, wasn't that in the past? He was right. You have lots of time when you're retired and they won't give you a job anymore to think about what you did. In the meantime, we have an opportunity tomorrow as a group that is a special opportunity. These opportunities don't come along so live in the present, enjoy what you're doing, work as hard as you can to keep getting better, and hopefully they keep letting you coach.
With your success throughout the years, what defines you as a coach? What's the secret?
You know what, it's called good players. I finished dead last in the National Hockey League last year, over an 82-game period, worst coach in hockey. So let's not get carried away here. This has been a good month.
Mike, can you share your lineup tomorrow night? Any changes for Game 2?
Not at this time, no.
Mike, it seems like you've set the standard in this tournament. Your team takes between 45 and 50 shots per game. Didn't quite match that last night. Also didn't score as many goals as you did in the previous games. Do you attribute that to the way Team Europe played, or just some of the flaws that Team Canada presented last night?
Well, we don't want to take anything away from them. They're organized, they're well structured. They forced us into turnovers. We made mistakes. They had good pressure. There was no room. I think you got to give their team and their coaching staff and their group a lot of credit. I thought they did a real good job. You know, we can't control what they do totally. We can control what we do, what we thought, what we did. We could be better. We want to be better.
Like, obviously, Sydney's put his stamp on this tournament as he has in previous.
Not quite yet.
Well, not quite yet. Okay. Given that, can you relate the first time you saw him play, or maybe he was you coached him, and how he's evolved over that? I mean, we all know he's become more of a complete player, but beyond that, the little things that we don't see.
Well, I mean, he's just a good player. He's a high-end competitor. He's a good leader because he tries to do it right all the time. He demands a lot out of himself, and in doing so, demands a lot out of his teammates. I just think he's matured over time. He's become more comfortable being who he is. He's under the microscope all the time, as you know. But he's a joy to be around. I mean, I think him, Wemp, Taser, Getzy, Bergen, those guys, they've done a heck of a job for the last while for Canadian hockey. They're all real good people who set the tone for us.
We'll go to Dave Stubbs, followed by Elliot, and we'll conclude with Armin.
Mike, how has your body of work as a coach, as a professional coach, prepared you for this experience, from everything that you've done from college hockey through World Juniors, Juniors, Olympics, Stanley Cup, and so on? Is all of that just this great melting pot that helps you bring a little bit of all of that to this experience with this team?
Well, you know, I think if you move from Moose Jaw to New York City, it's a big jump. But if you just kind of you get to a little bigger town, a little bigger town, a little bigger town, when you arrive in New York City, it's not quite as big. And I think the same thing happens here. As you build a resume over time, no different than you people in your business. You build a resume over time, and you feel confident and comfortable in what you're doing. And the more you win, the more you feel like you're doing good. The more success you have, the more steady you are on the rudder for longer, and you're not in a big hurry to change. You know what you know when you try to do what you do. That doesn't mean you're not trying to get better all the time and change and do different things. We try to change every year. And saying all that, though, I think it's called confidence. And you earn that by doing good things and working hard and being prepared, and over time you feel like you have an opportunity to be successful. But I want to make this clear is that we've talked way too much about me today. Is players, you need players. I tell Mark Hunter that every day. Find players. Get to the rink. That's what you need. If you're going to win, you need players.
Apologize in advance when I ask about you again. Mike, what's it like in the 24 hours, as driven as you are to win? You know you have an opportunity tomorrow night to win something. What's that like for you, the anticipation, the wait for that game to happen?
Well, I mean, we came in here like we always do. We did our work. I got a workout in. I'm going to go home and go for dinner with the coaches and the wives. Going to enjoy that. We're going to have a team meeting tonight. We're going to sleep great. We're going to get up in the morning like, well, I'm going to do what I do. That's what you do. You do what you do. So I'm going to do the same thing. But I don't know if I love life. So I love a full life. I'm not just coaching the Leafs or doing this. There's lots of things I love to do. I enjoy my life. So I expect the players to do the same. And I'm going to do the same. This is a great opportunity for Canada, for our team, for these players, for myself. And we're thrilled to have the opportunity, and we want to make good on it.
Final question, Harper, in the back.
Mike, last night you seemed to, correct me if I'm wrong, but you seemed to shorten your bench a little bit for the first time in the tournament. I mean, the guys on the O'Reilly line got some pretty limited minutes. Was that just based on the game situation, or was that a merit-based decision, or what was that based on?
Well, you know, I'm just coaching the team each and every night. I don't go in after one and say, oh, I played this guy 6, I gotta get him 8. I don't care. I just go there, I watch it. If you're playing good, you get to play more, and if you're not, you don't get to play as much, and depending on what matchup's working and who's winning face-offs, and whether we're on the power play and whether we're on the penalty kill. And then the next day I see the sheet, and today I noticed that Kopitar took 32 face-offs. That's a lot of face-offs. I noticed he played 22 in some minutes. That's a lot of minutes at this level. So those are the things I noticed in the minutes. That was the next day, not during the game. See you guys.
Thank you. Okay.